Hey guys, welcome to Can I Kick It, episode 7. Today we have a good friend of mine, Ryan Coy, who I met at an amazing time in my life, and also, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. We've come a long way since then, and me and Ryan were in a couple of musical projects together. We'll get more into that in a little bit, but first I want to read this poem by Jack Kerouac that describes me and Ryan's friendship completely. Alright, this is from On the Road by Jack Kerouac. The only people for me are the mad ones, the ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time. The ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing, but burn, burn, burn like fabulous yellow Roman candles, exploding like spiders across the stars, and in the middle you see the blue center light pop, and everybody goes, ah. Alright.
So that little additive I fucking do it.
No, that's fine. I'm glad you played during that. So this is Ryan Coy, also known as AKA Coy Story. How would you describe yourself to someone who didn't know you?
Don't get to know me. I'm a musician. I'm a piece of shit, and no one should hang out with me.
That's the vibe that a lot of people get. I remember when we went to that open mic over in Olney, and they didn't really know about you. Everybody's just kind of eyeballing, like, who's this drunk fucker? And
the fucked up thing about that was, like, that was the only show I did not try at. Because my dude picked me up, and he's like, you want to do an open mic? And I'm like, sure. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was piss hammered off a tequila and whiskey combination that should not be mixed. And I just went up there and played like a fucking G chord and started screaming about selling my soul for meth. And like, I got calls back like every week from
dude, you loved them. They loved you.
Whenever I went back and tried, they were like, "Oh, Story Coy's here," and I'm like, I figured I'd be like barred at this point.
Yeah. No, they loved it, man, because you brought this. You're a natural entertainer, dude. Like, when people, they don't know what to think of you, and then you start playing, and then this fucking raunchy, beautiful, hilarious shit. Like, you almost have a comedic element to some of your songs when you decide to go that route. Now, you have another side that I've seen that's more artistic and creative, but there, you blended comedy and music, and I think that's something that was really popular, especially at that open mic. Like, that was a nothing day, we just kind of decided we were going to roll over there, and I was trying to try out some of my stuff. I'm sort of a failed musician, but
I was like literally walking down the street and you have no drive by me and you're like, get in the car, we're going to open mic. Okay.
I wish they had more open mics in Vincennes, So dude, something that we have in common that I think kind of drew us together, other than being batshit crazy, is that we both spent some time on the road. Like, so a little backstory for everybody. When I was like 19, I tried acid for the first time or mushrooms. I went to a music festival, and then I started college at VU to be a philosophy major. Just lost the first love of my life, like, a typical 19-year-old shit, 18-year-old shit. So I went hitchhiking, man. I just took off one day, packed a bag, had a collapsible fishing pole, some lures. Like, I thought I was gonna eat fish. Like, I was gonna cook and clean the fish, some knives, bunch of garbage that didn't end up helping me at all.
You can't even clean yourself on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So you definitely don't want to be smelling like fish when you're hitchhiking, man. And when I say hitchhiking,
any women that smell like fish, I still got you.
Yeah. So that's why you smell like fish. I was wondering. So I hit the road, and I really didn't. They call it hitchhiking, but man, you at a certain point you just kind of give up, especially coming out of Indiana. Like, not a lot of people pick you up.
My buddy Ross. Shout out to Ross Gamble. I don't know, a gang sign to throw up, but buddy Ross, he's one of my best friends. He was the one who told me, like, you can sit there on an overpass for fucking days on end, or you could just keep walking down the highway,
stay
and
moving.
then eventually someone might pick you up. but your chances are better, and at least you're still moving forward. You're not just sitting in the same place, which talks about a lot about life in general. You know,
Yeah.
like sit there just hoping,
That someone's
or
gonna come
just
save
fucking
your ass.
slowly move forward, and then eventually everything fucking works
Save
out.
yourself, yeah. You just got to stay moving, man. And that's one thing I've learned through addiction and stuff. Like, for those who are still out there struggling with addiction and you're letting it kick your ass, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to go out there and get your life together and get sober, although that it worked for me. But it took me a long time to get to that point. But if you're in it and you don't see a way out of it, at least keep going. You know, instead of, like, here's a big theory I always had, or not, it's not even a theory, it's just kind of like a statement. When I felt suicidal back in the day, before I actually went to a point where I thought, stick a gun in my mouth and end it, I was like, man, why would I do that when, if I really don't care that much and I'm about to check out, why wouldn't I just go do whatever I wanted first? You know, like, I get it, you're depressed and out of options, and I'm not minimizing people who are going through suicidal shit, but if you're at the point, your lowest point where you feel like you're going to take yourself out, then why wouldn't you just go do whatever you wanted instead? You know?
See, and that's what put me on the road is I was 19, dude. I was young and dumb and full of cab, and we all go through that, and I fell in love with this lady.
Oh, every great story starts like that.
Yeah, every terrible story starts like that.
Well, aren't the best stories the most terrible ones, really?
And
Yeah.
like, you know, I thought this was it. You know, like, I'm gonna have a kid. I'm gonna quit music.
Everything
I'm
you're
gonna
supposed to
work in a
supposed to do,
factory. Yeah,
yeah.
like I'm gonna be just like my parents. Like this is the, in the words of the Mandalorian, this is the way.
I've never seen it.
You know, like, but that all went to shit, obviously, because two 19-year-old college students fucking traveling by Greyhound bus to, like...
Are you talking about that girl you rolled with?
Yeah, who got
Alex.
us arrested whenever we tried to fucking go and see her, and then she wasn't at the hospital.
Yeah. That was an insane trip to Bloomington, man. That was out of nowhere, too, but we had fun.
It was a fun
Up until
ride.
I got arrested. Yeah.
Up until the ride home. The ride home was terrible.
Yeah, we're just pounding a half gallon of whiskey.
To the people out there, drive to Evansville drunk as shit, but don't drive back from Evansville to Vincent's drunk as shit.
Yeah.
That's where it goes south. But no, like, she fucked one of my buddies, and...
So where did you guys leave from? Where? Like, hold on. Let's back up here, Coy.
Okay.
So where are you from, dude? Originally?
Originally, like, really from nowhere, like, I consider Washington State my home.
Okay.
Because I was born in Spokane, and I spent about 5 or 6 years around the Tacoma area. But, like, I was a military brat, man, so, like...
I didn't know that, dude. Wow.
I went from... Like I said, I was born in Spokane. I moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Lived there for a while.
And
Yeah.
I was there for 4 years, and then in Grand Forks, North Dakota for 4 years, and then in
All over the place, man.
Fairbanks,
Yeah.
Alaska, and then back to Washington. And Washington's the only consistent thing in my life, aside from
Alcoholism.
bad decisions and alcohol. Yeah.
So take me through high school a little bit, just a brief synopsis of like...
My entire high school career was very brief. So I started getting expelled from school for like the dumbest shit, starting at 6th grade. I got
Expelled?
Yeah, like
Okay.
expelled.
Not suspended, expelled.
Okay, and
Yeah.
suspension started in 6th grade. I should clarify that. I got suspended in 6th grade because I'm not misogynistic by no means, but I was in 6th grade in that time, and this new girl, Mercedes, went to our school, and
Interesting name.
immediately all of me and my friends were trying to be like our dads, and they're like, oh, I hope Mercedes bans,
Oh,
like
God.
such an original shitty joke, but that caught the attention of like my drummer at the time's girlfriend. Yeah, I had a drummer in 6th grade.
Yeah.
That's how cool I am.
You play guitar?
Yeah. I'd play bass and sing and guitar and whatever. Like,
Were you writing your own shit back then? Or just doing covers?
I mean, yes and no, but like mostly it was just like freeform shit.
Okay. Yeah,
Just
that's which is
trying to-
my milieu, you know, that's what I do primarily. Yeah.
Technically, we had our first song, which I wish I could find the video, was on my like parents' camcorder.
What was the name of your first band?
Bloodsaw.
Damn, dude. Was it metal or what?
Yeah, I
Okay.
started out with nothing but metal.
Okay. So you get kicked out of high school eventually for good, or did you drop out?
So here's what happened. Back on that story, like I got suspended, like OSS,
Yeah.
in 6th grade because
That's
of
out of
that
school
joke.
suspension for you goody two shoes out there.
And like they went through my desk. I don't even think I had a locker at this point. They went through my desk and like I had a list of people of like that I was trying out for Bloodsaw. And they thought that was my list of people to kill, and they had this whole conspiracy of like how I was
Columbine. So this is post Columbine, then. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like my whole life. Everyone thought I was gonna be the next school shooter, and I was like, I liked violent music, but I was like the most friendly kid of all time. Like I didn't just one day become this like chill person. Like I've always been this person, but like
You're just a rager. Yeah.
yeah.
You just like to live life extremely. Yeah.
And then it just happened like every year. And 9th grade, I went to like 6 different schools. So
as
my
a
first-
result of being suspended, like you were trying to keep going to school, your parents, or were you moving?
No, the 9th grade was the expulsion period.
Okay.
I had like literally just gotten out of this. I ended up in this mental institution like the last month of
Freshman year. Yeah.
no, the summer right before freshman year, and then like because I was smoking weed, and obviously the
No.
weed had fucking
It
fried
got
my
to you.
brain.
Yeah, it got to you.
And this is why I was depressed. It had nothing to do with anything but
Yeah.
other than I was smoking weed.
Yeah, you're smoking weed. Yeah, I mean, look how many lives it's ruined, really. You know?
Yeah, like
It's. And now they're legalizing this stuff. Can you believe that?
how dare they?
I don't
you
know, man.
What's next? They're gonna legalize peanuts, which has a higher
Yeah.
death rate.
Good God.
But-
It's what a world with such people in it, you know?
But like as soon as I got out of there, everyone had this like conception of me that they already had of like I was this like school shooter because I played metal music and
Right.
I was into painting my nails and dyeing my hair. And judge me all you want, I was heavily into ICP.
I'm not going to
I was a juggalo. Like
Do you have any Juggalo tattoos? You're not an official Juggalo.
I don't have a juggalo tattoo, but you can barely see it. I have MCL branded into my skin from when I was 15.
What's
but
that
I-
stand for?
Much clown love, bro.
Oh, I did not know
Let's get a
that.
close up of that real quick.
You can barely see it.
It's
like
it's hidden in
underneath
the
it.
tattoo.
He like hid it in the tattoo.
I tried to hide it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Lucas on sound cameras and production. With
Focus.
I forgot to mention if this is still on. We're at Out to Lunch Studios today with my good friend Chris Lucas, who's going to be working in collaboration with Can I Kick It podcast. So shout out to him. Also, who did you want to shout out, Coy?
Oh yeah, shout out to my manager Ariel.
Manager where?
I have no idea.
Okay.
When you
No, she lives in New York now, man.
when you address
But-
the camera, address it to this one.
Okay.
Shout out to Ariel Lee, and I can't afford soap because I'm poor. But thank God for Timbered Bee and the beautiful lady that runs it. And she hand makes all her soaps. And
Can you
they're
find her online?
the best smelling things. The business is not fully up and running yet, but it will be any time now. And I highly recommend when that stuff comes out that you buy it because I smell so fresh. My parents will even talk to me.
Man, that's saying something, bro. So anyway, let's flash forward now. Now we got the background out of the way. Now that we all know what kind of piece of shit you are.
Yeah. I'm just a perceived piece of shit.
Now you're a professional piece of shit, dude.
That's like the end of the fucking ninth grade. So like I said, I went to like 6 different schools over like the dumb shit, and then by like the 6th time, I just gave up, and I was like, my brother was going to online school at the time, and I was like, I'll just do online school, and I was like, I fucking shouldn't do that either. And I'm not gonna lie, I was on a lot of drugs at the time. I was like, I'll just sell drugs. Because that's a successful way to fucking live at 14.
Look at all the success stories with selling drugs, really. You got Capone, you got...
Well, I could die, which is really all I wanted at the time.
Yeah. So anyway, you've been playing since you were 14. You've been playing tunes. No.
I got my first guitar when I was like 8 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My old nickname when I was like 2 years old, like a toddler, I guess, was Rockin' Ryan, because they got me one of those like
Rockin' Ryan.
little tight keyboards. And I would just like sit there and like nod my head and just like bang on this keyboard all day.
I did the same thing with my aunt got me, remember Mary Lou? She got me a Sony keyboard, and I would just make up my own songs and sing along with it when I was a little kid. I think that a lot of our friends, we have that in common. We had an interest in music very young age. And so like, you go through high school, or you didn't even really make it into high school, right? So do you have
I think I went to...
Do you have a GED now or anything?
Yeah, I got my GED in 2013.
Okay, and at this point, you're living in Washington.
No, I moved to Greenville, South Carolina.
Right, okay, this is where I want to pick up, because this is interesting. So, you moved to South Carolina with your mom and your dad?
No, okay. So, when I was 16, I had moved with my brother who was trying to start college in Fairbanks so we could go move back with all our friends. You know, like
Right.
the original Stomach Crews, like your teenage friends, you know what I mean?
The crew, yeah.
Like,
Boys.
that's your boys for life. Shout out to Crush, shout out to Vinny, shout out to Bees, shout out to Jamesies, and all y'all sons of bitches. And like, so we did that with, again, no money, no fucking care in the world.
And went to Alaska?
Yeah, we moved back to Alaska.
Okay.
And then we were homeless.
How did you get to Alaska? Did you go through Canada?
No, we took a plane.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in Alaska.
Did you?
Yeah, what part?
Dutch Harbor?
Dutch Harbor. Over by the Valdez, isn't it?
No, it's out the Aleutian Islands. It's like very into the Aleutian Islands.
Oh, yeah.
What's that do to you being in Alaska as far as like, do you have seasonal affective disorder or anything like that?
I mean, I come from Washington, so I
Sleeping
already
during the
have.
day's real easy.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, sleeping during the day's real
I
easy.
mean, like,
It's nothing blackout curtains cannot change.
Yeah.
right. I was talking more like the dark times, not the
dark times, you know, it's cold as shit. You don't want to go outside anyway.
Right,
so you're
yeah.
You got like 3 hours of sunlight a day. You're good.
Yeah, I guess.
You're just
man.
depressed 9 months out of the year.
Which
and
you
then,
were
like,
probably going to, let's just be real, you're probably going to be depressed anyway. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just
same
because of the
as
current state
Washington.
of affairs
like,
in this world.
Literally, I feel this wholeheartedly. The whole Seattle grunge scene was just completely ran by seasonal depression of it constantly fucking raining up there.
Yeah. So, okay, so what kind of music were you listening to when you moved back to Alaska and you're with your brother?
Yeah, he was supposed to start college, and I was gonna stay in his dorm, which did not work out.
They
at
wouldn't
all.
let you stay, would they?
Hell no, he didn't even go to college. We just fucking winged this plan in our fucking heads, you know, which is
Yeah.
how I've lived my life to this day. Like, this seems like a good idea. Let's do it.
Yeah. Have you found recently that you've gotten away from that kind of reckless
I
attitude?
mean, to an extent, like,
You've
I
learned
can't
some.
say names because I don't want to put nobody on blast. But I recently found a woman that, like, makes me want to be a better me, and I have my own apartment now, and I'm trying for the first time.
Are
in
your
my life.
tramping days over, Coy?
I'd say mostly, but like,
I mean, you're getting too old for it, really, right? Like, it's got to be when I know that, like, dude, the road still calls me, but I just don't answer anymore. You know, I can't. I have too many things that mean a lot to me. Like, my kids are here, you know. But I mean, do you want to be a father? Do you want a life?
I do, man.
Like,
And like at the end of the day, like,
See, I think there's a way to have both. Like, in a way, like.
it's,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a good balance between this adventurous side, and there's even, like, a positive side to living a more responsible, I hate that word, responsible life that still has adventure in it. That's part of the reason why I
I'm
started
gonna
the
cut
podcast.
you off right there for
Okay.
a split second.
I'm not trying to preach to you or anything, but
The responsible, in my opinion, love and responsibility should go hand in hand. Like,
right.
people think the word responsible means like you should work a full-time job. In my opinion, if you're responsible, you should care about your own happiness and the people you care about's happiness. And to me, that's responsible.
That's the limit. Yeah.
Like,
So that doesn't mean driving a Lexus and all this bullshit.
no, fuck money, dude.
We
I don't
obviously-
care if I make $1 million a day. You know what I'm gonna wear? I'm gonna wear my shitty little Halloween t-shirts and my Costco jeans and fucking.
Dead hat. Yeah.
This
So-
one was actually expensive.
That's a nice
I
one.
feel bad.
Yeah. So why, like, where all have you traveled? Just why you're like, by which I mean, when you're hitchhiking, right? Did you catch a lot of rides and like where were you heading? Did you have a goal in mind or were you just floating aimlessly? I've heard a lot of different stories from different.
Mostly just aimlessly. I think I was trying to find myself. Like I said, like
Trying to find yourself.
Me and my fiance had broken up. She cheated on me, and I was just lost. Cause again, yeah, all I really ever wanted in life was to start a family, and I lost myself. And I started using drugs. Started shooting up heroin and
Yeah.
meth and two at the same time, just to see what would happen. You know.
Speedballing, yeah.
And I started taking acid again, which I didn't do for a long time. Because the first time I ever did any hallucinogens, someone just like dropped it in my beer and I lost my fucking mind.
Oh, I bet.
Because I didn't know, like, the walls were melting and shit. And you don't see all this, like, pink teddy bears and all that. But,
No,
like,
that's not how it goes, yeah.
your vision's going womp, womp, womp. And, like, everyone's been telling me my whole life that I was crazy. So I was like, well, it happened. I lost my fucking mind.
Snapped finally, yeah.
And, like,
So you had a psychotic break as a result of LSD.
but then I started taking psychedelics again, and, you know, I looked at myself in the mirror, dude. Like, I'm not calling myself fat by no means, but, or tall for that matter, but I'm tall enough. I should not be like 120 pounds. And I just looked at this, like, bony creature in the mirror looking like a fucking slee stack.
So what you're saying is you as a result of tripping, you really got to look at yourself
And all,
deeply,
yeah.
and then you saw the other drugs, the hard drugs, were like garbage, and they're just killing you. They're poison. Yeah.
Yeah, all
Poison for your soul.
That's
Isn't
why
it
I was doing
bullshit
the
how?
drugs.
Isn't it bullshit how the hardcore drug lifestyle gets wrapped up with music? You know what I mean? Like the two don't have to go together. I mean, it's tricky because all of my favorite musicians, drug users, hardcore drug users. You know. So growing up, in our generation anyway, you see like Hendrix died, Janis died. You know, the list can go on. Amy Winehouse. All my favorite musicians are like hardcore drug users. Mac Miller. And I think it gave me a false idea about like what you have to do to create music.
the sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Something,
thing,
yeah, exactly. Just Smitty told me, like we talked about it when I was pumping out a lot of musical content. Like I was making some pretty good shit, or we were getting somewhere. Remember that when we started the foil, or when you guys let me into the foils or whatever, and I talked to Smitty one day and I said, "Man, it feels like I can't make music without drugs. You know, I have to have some kind of alcohol or something to pump out. I don't know if it was to cut my inhibitions or what, but he said, man, I don't want to get like that." And he's an amazing musician.
Yeah, and one of the best musicians.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
You want to shout out to him? Say what's up?
Shout out to Jacob Smithson.
Yeah.
If you guys like
And Victoria. Yeah.
some heavy ass metal, go check out Devetta. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah. We can link it up. I'm sure we can find their band page. But anyway, him and I are talking, and he said, once you start to play music and you create, it's associative memory, basically.
It's a drug in its own, you know?
Yeah, but then it's like speedballing, sort of like you add music to drug use, and then you can't play without it, and then you've just robbed yourself of being able to create music, which has always been my fallback. Is that when I'm the most sad, the thing that I do is I sit down with my guitar and I fucking jam, you know, and I'm not even playing for anybody else. I'm playing a special code to my soul to soothe it. And then I started to lose that when I wasn't high. And then, not to mention when I'm on meth and shit, I can come up with great ideas and like some cool shit, and I can play for 8 hours a day till my fingers are literally bleeding.
Yeah.
But I can't recreate it. I can't organize enough to record it.
Dude, it's
just garbage, dude.
That's where Tenacious D comes in.
How's that?
Record.
Yeah, just keep recording.
Record fucking everything. Because there's been
Edit
so
later.
many goddamn times, even with me and Smitty, we've been sitting there like, just fucking around, drunk as shit, or tripping on acid, like, we got this amazing song. And then you're left with the tribute, you know, like, this was the greatest song in the world. You know?
It was at the time. Yeah, so how have you been lately, dude? You feeling pretty good about your music? I mean, you've got some new stuff, right?
Yeah, I've been working on it, but it's different because, I don't know, like, all of my shit before was about being homeless, and like I said, I have my own apartment nowadays.
Yeah.
I have a room. I have my kitty cat.
Do you feel a little bit like a sellout sometimes? You're a little smarter than that. Than that.
A little bit, but I don't know. To the most extent, I just feel like I figured it out. Like,
you found your balance.
I had to find a point where I want to be this homeless musician where, like, I love folk punk, but like, people like me love folk punk.
Only people like us. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not even like necessarily about getting my music big. It's just I wanted to live more comfortably. I started regularly staying at people's houses.
Well, hey, you've heard of Benjamin Todd. You showed me Benjamin Todd, Lost Dog.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's
supposed to go see him in April.
He's living proof to me that you can get out of that lifestyle and still tell a story, like a good, solid story, and play quality music.
Yeah, keep those songs alive. Another great example, Devil Makes Three. Like,
oh yeah, they're great, and they definitely been through it. Yeah, that lead singer guy.
What's that song?
Laugh if you want to.
No.
It really is kind of funny. The world is a car and you're a crash test dummy. Yeah.
Ah, fuck it. What?
All hail.
Nah, Good Again.
Oh, okay.
Well, leaving town for Good Again.
I wish we could play it for the podcast, but yeah.
He drops the lyric in there, and it's like, anyone who doesn't like people who live in attics, now may be the time to stay. Because when I was staying in that attic, I wrote songs that I got paid to play or something along those lines. It's like, dude, like, you just gotta go for it. And, like,
Well, there's something encouraging about it's like it's a classic tale. It's this tale as old as time as the hero's journey, to start as a child, be innocent, be corrupted. You go through, you have your antagonist, which is drugs and alcohol, and suffering and broken heart or whatever it may be, and then you overcome it. People love to see that underdog story, you know. So, in a lot of ways, I think humans crave struggle. They crave suffering in a way. Otherwise, if everything was just good all the time.
see, and I feel like even, like, within myself, I have that problem. Like, and I'm bipolar, whatever, but, like, when my life's nothing but good and, like, where I always wanted it to
Sabotage.
be, I'm just fucking miserable, man. I need that little bit of heartache,
Yeah.
a lot of bit of good times lately, but, like, stay human is why, and I'm not against taking medications. Don't take that
Yeah.
in any way, but, like,
I personally
it's why
don't want to. Yeah.
That's why I personally don't, because I would rather be
You. Yeah.
manic and depressive and have my little fits than just be nothing. Like, I don't want to be numb.
Yeah. When they put me on Prozac once when I was in the Army, and I was at a point where they were suggesting it, and I felt like pressured into taking it because I was in a little bit of trouble. And after the first couple weeks, I just felt blah, like nothing. My penis wasn't working, like it just.
And that's a symptom nobody ever fucking talks about. Yeah. That I want to bring into attention right now. Like, sometimes psych meds make it to where you can't get your dick to work.
Yeah.
And for that, we need a fucking
remedy. I've heard a lot of people praise CBD for that, actually, for depression and anxiety. But I mean, we're not doctors, so we can't really say that. But
I'm not a fucking doctor, but a little bit of weed, a little bit of whiskey.
Yeah, I guess if that's what does it for you. I mean, I've been clean for 1.5 years now, and I mean, I'm happy. Like, I'm actually cool, but that's why I'm doing the podcast and making music, and we're starting a concert in June that I hope you can make it to.
I would love to play. Honestly.
Yeah, I would like to get you in there. We'll see. I'll see what we can do, but I got to talk to the other guys. But
I'm a guitar guy, man.
So a lot of people might know you in Vincent's from. You're the guy that stands out in front of Fort Knox liquor store and busks. Like, nobody. Me and you were the only people in this town who ever did that recently.
Yeah,
I did it while I was homeless.
That's how I started busking. Was my buddy Skids would come to town and busk a little bit, and I'm like, you can actually make money playing your guitar in the corner.
Enough to get some food and whatever you need.
Can we take 5 for a second?
Hey, so sorry about that. We had to take a bathroom break, but we were talking. I think about finding a balance. More or less has been the theme of our conversation. Finding a balance between this old hardcore road life and responsibility. And you were talking about responsibility and love. Going hand in hand. So where are you? Like, you've met a girl now. You're trying to chill out, and you have a job and an apartment.
Yeah, I've got my life like semi together, but I also just, I can't fully commit to it. Like, to her 100%, but like, I can't just pretend that I don't care about my music. And that's really the end goal, is that's what I want to do, is like, it's terrible as a musician.
You want to play for a living. You're not a terrible musician, dude. I think everyone who hears you knows that's not true, but it's just
it's like saying you have a little dick. At least, like, people aren't expecting much, and then when you give it to them, they're like, it ain't so bad.
That's pretty clever. little false humility or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
But
So
the dick size, I really do have a really small dick. So thank you, ladies.
it's true. Yeah. Tastes terrible too.
But I got it pierced so I can flush you out.
Yeah. I got caught on my tooth that one time, dude. So
He's a chip off the old block.
yeah, that's why my tooth's chipped. So anyway, you wanna here? Let's just let's go ahead into you playing your song. Are you ready?
I was about to say, I don't even know my fucking
Yeah. And you want to break down what the song means to you before you sing it? And
This
Broke
song,
Boys, right?
yeah, Broke Boy. This song I wrote in I just wrote fucking. No.
Sounds complicated. Yeah.
I wrote in like a weird time in my life where I was living with some really good friends that happened to have like better upbringings than me. Not that I did not have a good upbringing, but I just was in this like sentimental state of like spring break Myrtle Beach, and I was
So you were
still
in Myrtle Beach.
busking, and fucking I'm a broke piece of shit.
But you were living at a hotel room,
Yeah, like a fucking
nice one,
fancy
yeah.
one for like a week.
which was being paid
I
for.
bought a bottle of tequila and got a free show to the House of Blues, and no one would go.
What? Well, that's insanity. I love Myrtle Beach, dude. I spent a lot of time there when I was out on the East Coast.
What the fuck's that band's name? I'll smoke this bowl for two. Now I'd like
Less
to
Than
smoke
Jake?
it with you. No.
I don't know. Play your song, dude. Let's hear it.
Alright. This song's about being broke as fuck and
Which
the-
camera is it? This one?
All three. I'm
the
moving on.
non-diversities of being a busker. And the legality of it, of being outside, because everyone fucking hates you. Song's called Broke Boy by Peter Panhandle. Sponsored by Timber Bee Soap. And you can see me wandering the night away, and I'll be hiding, getting drunk with a socket change, and in the morning, the people that chase me away, and I still love you. Baby, I can't stay, 'cause baby, I'm a broke boy, living a life of sin. Yes, baby, I'm a broke boy, sin in the wind. Yes, baby, I'm a broke boy, waiting around for the end. Yes, baby, I'm a broke boy, and my reasons to live are wearing thin. Whoa, shit, I dropped my pick. Whoa, whoa, go back. Oh, no, no. So sick of living, but it's the only life I know. So sick of running, Lord, save my broken soul. And I'm afraid, feeling so alone. Push you away, push you. I don't ever wanna feel at home, 'cause baby, I'm a broke boy, pissing in the wind. Yes, I'm a broke boy, living a life of sin. 'Cause I'm a broke boy, waiting around for the end. Baby, I'm a broke boy, and my reasons to live. I will stand. I will stand. My reasons to live. I
Yeah. Good job,
Right?
Corey. Man, so right off top, man, great song. One theme I always seem to hear from you, from even just today's conversation, is there's always an element of love, like some romantic type of love with you. Like,
only towards you, boo.
I love you too. But so, have you always been sort of a hopeless romantic?
I'll be my entire life.
Yeah.
If I'm like my first like legitimate girlfriend, I don't know, like that's what's fucked up is like part of me that's really all I ever wanted was just like a family. Cause my family's kind of
What-
fucked up.
That's
you know?
that's was my next question. Like, that comes from you not having a stable home, and I think maybe everybody that's struggling out there really
Yeah,
just
I
wants
love
security and
my
family.
parents and my
Yeah.
my brother. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I do too.
But they've changed a lot over the years. My dad's
For the better. Yeah.
damn near 2 years sober, maybe more. I don't know. Cheers, Dad.
So what do you think? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now, dude? Like, ideally, you know. I know you're a bit of a nihilist, and it's sort of like you have this element of like humorous despair about you. You know, like it's always like a sinister laugh at the end of your self-defeating statements. But do you see yourself staying like that for the rest of your life?
See, I'll tell you this right now. Like, the despair humor is
The funniest.
that's what gets me through it. You know. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So it's a coping mechanism. Yeah.
yeah, I'd rather laugh at myself
Yeah.
than have other people laugh at me while I'm being like super serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the worst people, dude. The
I
ones that
learned
are
that.
like, "Oh, feel sorry for me," you know. Yeah.
I learned that at a young age. That's why like
Yeah.
the Dirty Foil started. Like, we're the most fucking pathetic fucking pieces of shit up in sins. Fuck you. Welcome to our little shitty town. Everyone's spun out. Like,
Yeah. The dirty foils.
we're just the biggest cunts of not.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about this. So I was a part of this little group for a little bit with Ryan Tucker and who else was involved? It was just me, you, and Ryan for a little bit. We were doing this dirty foils thing. Talk about that. Like, what? Tell the audience about how that got started and what the idea is behind it.
So originally, the Dirty Foil started because I met my buddy Trey Langford, who, if you end up watching this, please get a hold of me because I haven't heard from you in so fucking long and I miss you, buddy. But he fucking came over to where I was staying and he had like a Misfits t-shirt on or something. We ended up getting this whole discussion about like punk rock and what it used to be. Like just going old school with it and just like fuck everything kind of mind state. And Tucker got involved because one day he came over and jammed with me and he's like, well, I'm gonna go see my other buddy Ryan And I was like, he's like, he's in the fucking G.G. Allen and shit, which G.G. Allen is God. And like, I was like, you have to let me come over. So I went over and woke this kid up that I didn't even know. And I was like, hey, you gotta drink Beam's 8-Star with us. And he just immediately woke up and was like, fuck yeah. Like, let me show you my record collection. And like, me and this dude hit it off so much immediately that I ended up...
Who, Tucker?
Yeah. I ended up staying on his couch that night. Like, I just want to sit here and listen to records with you because, like, you fucking get it.
Yeah.
So I ended up staying on his couch that night. Me and him became really good friends.
So how'd the band actually come to fruition, though? The name and...
It was actually Trey's idea. It was originally supposed to be Plunger Coy and the Dirty Foils. And I was like, I don't know about the Plunger Coy shit.
So you're the lead singer?
Yeah.
And Tucker's playing drums? Okay. And Trey's playing bass?
No, he was playing guitar at the time.
Okay.
It was just Plunger Coy and the Dirty Foils. And I was like, I don't really like the Plunger Coy part. Let's just leave it the Dirty Foils like that. I don't know. I think that just rings more.
And for those of you who are square out there, a dirty foil would be a piece of aluminum foil used to smoke meth. So a lot of people don't know that, but it's pretty ballsy for Vincent's, really. You know.
Well, see, that's the thing is like, Joe's got me because after this is even like after you like. Me, Tucker, and Jacob Smithson, it's like one of my best friends to this day. Like, we ended up getting real serious about it. We started writing shit, and it was like, little quotes from lyrics. Junkie Girl was a song we wrote.
Junkie Girl.
Dirty Rigs and Rabbit Teeth. Pussy riddled with STDs. The kind I'd like to eat. The thought of her makes me beat my meat. Like, just like...
So just shock value shit. Just, yeah.
Well, no, see, the thing is like, people think, like, Dirty Foils were glorifying junkies. No, like, the whole point of the Dirty Foils was just to, like, a parody of Vincennes. Because, like, Vincennes is a fucking shit town.
Can be, yeah.
You live here, you can't deny it. Like, the shit you see in Vincennes is like worse than any city I've ever lived in. Like,
and you've been all over the place, yeah. But here's the thing, it's about who you put yourself around. Though. I mean, you're right. There's a seedy element, no doubt. I've lived it and been through it. But there's this whole other side that I'm trying to bring out. The more beautiful side of art. And don't get me wrong, I love punk rock, dude. I fucking love it. Like I was angry, you know. Well, back when I was in the Foils, we went hard as fuck. Like, I would just scream, you know, when we went over to Lawrenceville and played, I would just scream and just get all these demons out. Just, basically it was like physical exercise for the soul, you know, and we would scream it out, but I'm seeing a different side to Vincent since I've gotten sober. Like, I'm meeting different people. And seeing, even the same people, but a more beautiful side to people.
There's a good side to Vincent's, but like...
But you're right,
at the basic root, it's just this like... shit fucking town, and like... all due respects, like... I keep coming back here because I fucking love it. And I don't know if it's part of my self-destructive tendencies, like... I'm coming on.
Yeah, it is bizarre you ended up here out of all over the country and you've been all over.
What's fucked up is, you know why I came here to get clean off from meth.
Originally.
It's like small time Vincennes.
So we need to let everybody know you don't do meth anymore. You don't do any hard drugs at all. Yeah. You don't even smoke weed, do you?
Yeah, I smoke a little weed.
Like occasionally.
Hallucinogens and shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just wanted that to be clear that, like, you mostly just drink now, right?
And pretty much, and I hardly even do that anymore.
Do you hate drinking?
I don't hate drinking. It's like, I don't know, it's like my final vice.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that
You've browsed the whole catalog and it's the
Yeah.
last page. Yeah.
I got a couple drinks the other day, but like I really don't drink much anymore. Like, and I'll be honest, you know, maybe it is fucking with the music, cause like all my music has always been why I'm upset with the world, and I've had a point in my life with this amazing, beautiful woman that I'm not upset with the world anymore. Like, I'm so happy.
Does that leave a vacuum for making the music?
Yeah, it's a
Isn't
little
it
hard.
weird? Yeah.
It's a little hard to write music because I'm not upset anymore. Like, usually when I write music, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm just like in a
There's a bittersweet
dark
element
place.
to it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's my best writing point of
Mm-hmm.
life is shit. But life isn't shit anymore, you know? Like I said, like I got my own apartment and
You're starting to see the beginnings of a family kind of coming out of the ether. And,
yeah, and then, like I don't know, I'm like just really content with
Well,
life.
Like when I write music, there's always an element of sadness to it. You know, that's
Yeah.
always been my angle, is sort of sadness. When I did the punk thing, that was my anger coming out. But I think that there's beauty in ugliness. You know, I don't know how to explain that well, but there's an
You calling me
aesthetic.
beautiful?
I mean, you are, dude. You're one beautiful, ugly motherfucker. But, well, a lot of the shit we made together was just freestyle stuff, and it was kind of sad, you know, mostly sad. Remember that when you showed my mom that song at my house, and she's like, "This is the saddest thing I've ever heard." But
yeah, you guys ready to hear the song?
yeah, let's do another one.
I didn't write it. This is Rabbit Tail Abigail from the band Rail Yard Ghosts.
The Rail Yard Ghosts. Okay.
Rabbit Tail Abigail's solo thing. Much love. If you see this podcast, please just message me. I'd love to pick your brain.
Who is
You're
it?
one of my favorite musicians.
Who was it?
Rabbit Tail Abigail.
Rabbit Tail Abigail. Okay.
I broke his mom's heart with your song. So message me about it. Send me a signature or something. Well, today I feel dumb, I feel ugly, I feel stupid. I don't want to go out and do anything. So I guess I'll stay in bed, feel sorry for myself, and dream away all life's misery. I'm fucking... I can't.
Get it, dude.
I'm
Keep
not
going.
sad enough. I'm sorry.
Just get it, dude.
Cut that part out of that.
Get it.
Cut
No, we don't cut it out.
Cut it out.
We can't cut it out.
Yeah, you can.
No, we can't. We already paid for the copyright.
No, you did not. You didn't even know what I was talking about. Cut that shit out. I can.
We just got a hold of her. She just messaged us.
Well, tell her
She
that.
wants to talk to you. She said never play her shit again. No. So we were talking about this bittersweet element to songwriting. Do you think you have it in you to play some music that's happy and inspiring and hopeful?
I mean, to an extent, I feel like I've been doing decent working on it.
Why don't you play some happier stuff for us, some of your newer stuff? I want to see this part of Koi, the beautiful butterfly emerging from the cocoon. Drunk. Stumbling out of the cocoon with his guitar on its back, you know?
The thing is, though, like, ever since I've been happy, like, my life is so content, I've just been writing, like, surf punk shit.
Right.
And just, like, taking
Vibey
other
stuff.
people's misery.
So now you're vicariously enjoying misery from other people.
Yeah.
That's not a bad angle, really, dude. People like to hear those struggles, you know, like we were talking about earlier. Do you want to show us some of the surf punk stuff? Can you? If you don't want to, it's fine.
Hey,
Chris, where are we at on time?
We're pushing close to an hour now.
Okay.
All right, this one's 21 minutes and the other one was like 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't even want to be alive. I don't know why I even try. I don't know what my name is anymore. Can I bomb a couple cents? Can I bomb a 40 ounce? Can I get a bottle for tomorrow? Can I even stop these shakes? Please, man, give me a break. Give me something to hold on to. And I know you don't love me no more. Please leave me on the floor. And I can't play my guitar. Still have you on my guitar, and I know your life's been getting hard, but you don't need to do nothing too far to prove your love to him. Been thinking irrelevant. At least your kid's back in the morgue. And I'm too drunk to say these words, but I wish you'd still call me tomorrow. I got a speech impediment, but please don't make it about me. I'm just freeforming this jam, starting to feel like shit. But I love you more than you could know.
Call
Will
me.
you please come to my show? Please tell me that I'm fine. Haven't hurt you. Unless it's just Alex is behind.
Just like old times, man.
I don't need to stress myself no more. I just left crying on the floor. I should just give it a rest. Stop paying your fucking rent. I don't need to cry anymore. Broke down on your kitchen floor. I don't really need to give no sense. I'm sick of paying your fucking electric bill. Seriously, take that out of my fucking name.
All right, dude. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here soon, but I just wanted to say a few things before we're done. First of all, man, I hope you're finding your happiness, and I hope you find that family that you've been looking for, and I hope you're able to do it
Can I play?
in a way with adventure in it. Like, there's
Can I
outfit-
freeform one more before we go?
Well, you can. We'll have you take us out, but let me say a few things first. We'll have you take us out of the actual podcast. You know I love you, dude, and I'll always be here for you. So stay with me. Yeah, I know. But you can always call me and we'll talk. And if drinking gets too bad, whatever, you get a hold of me, man. I'll come get you. We will make this shit happen. But I want you to and find your balance without losing your sense of pessimistic beauty. Does that make sense? Take us out. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed the podcast. If you want to get a hold of Ryan Coy to book him for a kid's birthday party or or anything like that, you can reach him on Facebook. His name is Story Coy on Facebook. Lead singer of the Dirty Foils.
Story Ironhead Coy.
Panhandle. Story Ironhead Coy, also known as Peter Panhandle. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for kicking it with us. And we'll let Coy take us out.
This is my take on Andrew Jackson Jihad song.
Is this a freestyle?
This goes out to the special lady.
Andrew Jackson Jihad for a special lady, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is a retake on it. This is my fucked up cover. And I hate waiting Paw Patrol, and I hate hearing Baby Shark, but darling, I love you. And I hate watching New Blue's Clues. Fuck's that tablet's supposed to do, but I still love you. And I love you like the moon and stars, like Shaggy getting his buzz cut. Fuck is that supposed to mean? And I hate changing poopy diapers with 2 gloves and a mask, but darling, I love you. No, you don't drink whiskey no more, so I'll bring it in a flask, 'cause darling, I love you. And I love you like the moon and stars when Carter asked for candy bars. Girl, you know it's true. I swear I'll change the next fucking poo. 'Cause Jen, I do love you. 'Cause Jen, I do love you.
Blow him a kiss, Coy.
That's for Jen. I love you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We love y'all, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.